Science University Challenge. Asking the questions, Amal Rajan.
Hello and welcome to the semi-final stage of this year's Christmas University Challenge. All the heats of this fun-sized festive tournament have now been played and all but the 4 highest-scoring winning teams have been eliminated. They'll now play again in this match and the next for a place in the series final. The team from Royal Holloway are returning, having comfortably beaten a very capable team from the University of East Anglia by 170 points to 95. In that match, they answered particularly well on film, modern art and the novels of Cormac McCarthy, but drew a bit of a blank on football. Their lineup is unchanged from the heats and consists of a novelist and anthropologist whose books include The Start-Up Wife, a composer for stage, screen and orchestra, the former chief executive of Disability Rights UK, who is now a visiting professor at the International Inequalities Institute, and a poet and poetry editor who also lectures in creative writing. Let's meet them for the second time.
I'm Tamima Anam. I graduated from Royal Holloway in 2005 with a master's in creative writing.
Hi, I'm Joby Talbot. I graduated in 1992 with a bachelor's degree in music.
And their captain?
Hi, I'm Liz Sace. I got a master's in 1985 in social work, social policy from Bedford College, which became part of Royal Holloway.
Hi, I'm Kaya Chingonyi. I graduated with an MA in creative writing in 2012.
Their opponents tonight are 4 graduates of Corpus Christi College, Oxford, who came out on top against Edinburgh University in the highest-scoring match of the heats. Along the way, they demonstrated they know a lot about Johannes Vermeer, US presidents, and Harry Belafonte, but slightly less about the fauna of North America. Their team includes, once again, a professor of cognitive neuroscience with particular expertise in autism, a political documentary maker, author and journalist, the author of several best-selling books on mathematics and puzzles, who is also The Guardian's puzzle columnist, and a political playwright whose works include The Contingency Plan, Diptych. Let's hear them introduce themselves once again.
Hello, I'm Francesca Happe. I read experimental psychology and I graduated in 1988.
Hi, I'm Michael Cockrell. I read philosophy, politics and economics, and I graduated in 1962.
And their captain?
Hi, I'm Alex Bellos, and I read mathematics and philosophy, and I graduated in 1990.
Hi, I'm Steve Waters. I read English, Literature and Language, and I graduated in 1987.
Well, welcome back to all of you. You just about demonstrated in your heats that you do know the rules, but just to remind you, you must answer starter questions by yourself on the buzzer without conferring. And when you are conferring on bonus questions, do it loudly enough that your teammates can hear you, and so can our lovely viewers at home. Does that make sense? Fingers on buzzers then. Here's your first starter for 10. Good luck. Which album is this? A review in the New York Times noted that the photograph of the rock superstar on the album jacket is the most cunning representation to date of this angel-faced 25-year-old English composer-performer as a disembodied spirit of the space age. The album's artwork was the subject of a 50th anniversary exhibition at London's South...
Corpus Christi Bellos.
Aladdin Sane?
It is Aladdin Sane by David Bowie. Yes, well done. Your bonuses then, Corpus, the 3 questions on a politician. Quote, I know what this job takes, and I know that I no longer have enough in the tank to do it justice. These are the words from the resignation speech of which politician who stood down as New Zealand's Prime Minister in January 2023?
It's got to be Jacinda Ardern. Jacinda Ardern.
Yes, Jacinda Ardern was New Zealand's 3rd female Prime Minister after Jenny Shipley, and which other politician who served for 3 successive terms between 1999 and 2008?
Helen Clark. Ring any bells?
Helen Clark.
Helen Clark?
Correct. In April 2023, Ardern joined the board of trustees of which annual Global Environment Prize, designed to find and grow the solutions that will repair our planet this decade. It was launched by Prince William in 2020.
Earthshot Prize.
That is the Earthshot Prize, yes. Got the starter question now. What term did the US physician Walter Kennedy coin to describe the phenomenon by which a patient's negative expectations of a treatment can produce worse outcomes?
Corpus Christi Happe.
Nocebo?
It is the nocebo effect, yes. Your bonuses then, Corpus, are 3 questions on murals by the street artist Axe P19. Completed in 2022, a mural in Macclesfield, Cheshire, depicts which musician, the frontman of an influential post-punk band who grew up in the town and died there in 1980?
Was the question the name of the band or the person?
I think it was the person, wasn't it?
Ian Curtis?
It is Ian Curtis, yes, Joy Division. A recent mural by Axe shows Karen Harrison, one of the first women in Britain to do what specific job? Workers in this sector are represented by the trade union ASLEF.
Yeah, train driver. Train driver.
Correct. Take pride in knowing that your struggle will play the biggest role in your purpose. These words appear on a mural in South Manchester, depicting which footballer born in 1997?
Marcus Rashford.
Yeah.
Marcus Rashford must
Yeah,
be.
must be.
Marcus Rashford?
It is Marcus Rashford, yes. Another side of question now. Fingers on buzzers, no conferring. In a paper of 2018 about the safety of self-driving cars, the philosopher Nassim Jafari Naimi criticised the ethical underpinnings of what thought experiment? Given its name by Judith...
Corpus Christi Waters.
The trolley problem.
It is the trolley problem, yes. Your bonuses, Corpus, are 3 questions on a European country. George I, elected to the Greek throne after Otto I, was deposed in 1862, and Håkon VII, the first king of Norway after independence was restored in 1905, were both formerly princes of which country?
So that was Norway and Greece.
Denmark?
Could be Denmark.
You think so? Denmark?
Correct. Christian X, who ruled Denmark from 1912 to 1947, was also king of which country until it became a republic in 1944?
Iceland, maybe. Iceland? Greenland?
Is it? I mean,
It's not a republic.
No, because that's not
possession
Denmark.
of Denmark, isn't it?
Yeah, so
44?
Go Iceland.
Iceland.
Go Iceland. Yeah.
Iceland?
Correct. Which unincorporated island territory of the United States in the Antilles was governed by Denmark from the 17th century until 1917, when it was sold to the USA for $25 million?
1917 Antilles, now American.
The US Virgin Islands or something?
Yeah, could try that.
Yeah.
US Virgin Islands?
That's correct, yes. First start of question now, and it's a picture round. For your picture starter, you're going to see a map. For 10 points, name the city marked.
Corpus Christi Waters.
Perm?
No.
Royal Holloway Talbot.
Vladivostok?
No, that's much further east. It's Yakutsk. Take your picture bonuses in a second. Over the last 200 years, and especially since gaining independence in 1965, which country has seen a 25% increase in area through land reclamation projects? It has one of the world's highest population densities and a name meaning Lion City in Sanskrit.
Royal Holloway Talbot.
Singapore?
It is Singapore, yes, well done. For your picture starter, you saw Yakutsk in Russia, which, with average winter temperatures reaching minus 40 degrees centigrade, is one of the coldest cities in the world. Your picture bonuses will be maps showing 3 more of the coldest settlements in the world. This time, all have over 1 million inhabitants. 5 points for each you can correctly identify. First, this capital city.
Oh, is that Ulaanbaatar?
Ulaanbaatar.
Ulaanbaatar.
Correct. Secondly, this provincial capital.
So in China.
No idea.
It's the south of Beijing, isn't it?
Athens.
It is.
Tian.
Go on.
Tian.
No, it's Harbin. Finally, another capital city.
Oh, okay, so that's Kazakhstan, is it? Is it? Or is it? It's one of those stars, isn't
Yes,
it?
it is, yes. I think it is.
Yeah. Oh, it's not. What's on the Silk Road?
I think it is Kazakhstan.
Yeah. So what's the capital of Kazakhstan?
No idea.
Come on.
The Samarkand.
Samarkand.
No, bad luck. It is Kazakhstan. It's Astana. Samarkand, which you're thinking of, is in Uzbekistan. Another start of the question now. Performed at the National Theatre in 2023, Jack Thorne's play The Motive and the Cue is based around the circumstances of the 1960s production featuring Richard Burton and directed by John Gielgud of...
Corpus Christi Waters.
Hamlet?
It is of Hamlet, yes, well done. Your bonuses, Corpus Christi, are questions on frogs and toads. What is the common name of a genus of brightly coloured toads whose species names include the Starry Night and the Nocturnal? It is also that of a pantomime character originating in Italian Commedia dell'arte.
Colourful tree frogs, but that's not going to be a...
Harlequin?
Harlequin?
Oh, yeah, Harlequin. Yeah, Harlequin.
Correct. Now mainly confined in the UK to a few coastal locations, which toad is distinguished by a yellow stripe on its back and by its loud, rasping mating call, making it the UK's loudest amphibian?
Name of any
Oh,
toad.
Natterjack. Yeah, Natterjack.
It is the natterjack. The giant or marine toad, native to South and Central America and introduced problematically to Australia, is known by what other common name, referring to the plant whose pests they were used to eradicate?
Cane toad.
Cane toad.
Cane toad.
Cane toad.
Correct. Well done. You know your toads in frogs. Fingers about another start the question now. Endemic plant species of what country include the silver tree, the bird of paradise flower, and the king protea?
Royal Holloway Talbot.
South Africa.
It is South Africa. Well done. Yeah. Your bonuses, Royal Holloway, are on video games that were first released in 1998. Give the title of each from the description. First, a first-person shooter developed by Valve. The player character is Gordon Freeman, a theoretical physicist at the Black Mesa Research Facility, where a failed experiment has opened a portal to an alien world.
It's either Quake or Doom. You could try Doom, but I think that's not...
Doom.
No, it's Half-Life. Secondly, a role-playing game developed by BioWare. Gameplay is based on the rules of the tabletop game Dungeons & Dragons, and it takes place in the Forgotten Realms, a popular D&D campaign setting. The third instalment of this series was a best-selling game of 2023.
Wow, I knew I should have played video games as a child or as an adult.
We don't know.
It's Baldur's Gate. Finally, a stealth game by Hideo Kojima. The player must infiltrate a heavily guarded nuclear weapons facility in Alaska, playing as a super soldier with the code name Snake.
Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid.
Well done, yes, it is Metal Gear Solid. Now let's start the question now. According to the music writer Sir George Grove, what piece of music performed the same office for Beethoven that the overture to Tannhauser has done for Wagner? It introduced him to the world. First performed in 1808, its first four notes are 3 Gs of equal duration.
Royal Holloway Talbot.
Beethoven 5.
Yes, is 5th century. Your bonuses, Royal Holloway, are 3 questions on winners of MTV's Music Video of the Year. As of November 2023, which artist holds the record for most wins with 4? The first was for Bad Blood and the most recent for Anti-Hero.
Bad Blood. So this is for video. So who does like really striking Bad Blood?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Anti-hero,
It would be Taylor Swift or Rihanna or Beyonce, but do you recognise those songs as well?
No, I don't.
Bad Blood, that's...
Try Taylor Swift.
rings a bell.
Yeah,
Taylor Swift.
Was Taylor Swift. Which artist won the MTV Music Video of the Year award in 2021? The song was the title track of the album Montero, which is the birth name of the artist.
Little Nas X. Little Nas X, maybe.
Nominate Chingonia.
Little Nas X.
Correct. Finally, which artist has been nominated the greatest number of times for the Music Video of the Year award? Their most recent win came in 2002 for Without Me.
Eminem.
Eminem.
It is Eminem, yes. Music starter now. And for your music starter, you will hear a piece of popular music. For 10 points, identify the band performing.
Royal Holloway Chingonyi.
Slade?
No. You can hear a bit more, but you cannot confer.
Corpus Christi Waters.
U2?
It is U2, yes, well done. For your music starter, you heard U2 performing Christmas, Baby Please Come Home. For your music bonuses, you'll hear 3 more Christmas songs performed by rock bands. In each case, simply name the band. First, this American alternative rock band.
We watch the children playing beside the Christmas tree. The presents are wrapped up, it's beautiful. And secretly, the gifts still have the far away
Shall I nominate you? I don't know any alternative with female singers. OK, nominate Waters.
Deerhoof?
No, it's the Smashing Pumpkins. Secondly, this punk band.
That's British, isn't it?
It's not American. Oh, no,
No, not American.
Yeah, I think you're right. It is the Pistols.
The Sex Pistols?
No, that's Stiff Little Fingers. And finally, this Australian rock band.
AC/DC. AC/DC.
It is AC/DC, yes. Now to start the question now. In US politics, the only member of Congress that serves a 4-year term is the non-voting resident commissioner of where? Its relationship to the US was affirmed in the 1899 Treaty of Paris that ended the Spanish-American War.
Royal Holloway Talbot.
Puerto Rico?
It is Puerto Rico, yes. Your bonus of Royal Holloway are 3 questions on an ethnic group. Living primarily in coastal areas of the Carolinas, Georgia and Florida, which historically isolated ethnic group remains an important repository of Africanisms? They are known for their strip quilts, basket weaving and Creole culture.
Gullah Geechee, maybe?
Nominate Chingonia.
Gullah Geechee.
Gullah Geechee is correct. Next, red rice, one of the Gullah's staple dishes, is related to which West African rice dish? The dish involves cooking rice in a rich stew made of tomatoes, peppers and spices.
Jollof.
Jollof.
It is delicious. Finally, descended on her father's side from the Gullah people of South Carolina, which prominent American wrote the 2022 non-fiction work, The Light We Carry?
I can't believe I'm forgetting.
Is it Jasmine Ward?
Jasmine Ward.
Jasmine Ward.
No, it's Michelle Obama. Another starter question now. With about 20 known species, what is the common name of birds in the family Ciconidae? Their large size and the linking of their white colour with purity are among the reasons suggested for their widespread association in folklore and myth with fertility and childbirth.
Royal Holloway Talbot.
Stork.
It is a stork, yes. Your bonus is Royal Holloway are 3 questions on books linked by a title. Journalist John Carey-Rue's 2018 book, Bad Blood, Secrets and Lies in a Silicon Valley Startup, is an investigation into the rise and fall of which disgraced medical technology company founded by Elizabeth Holmes.
Elizabeth Holmes.
What's the name of the company?
Theranos.
Nominate Tamim.
Theranos.
Correct, yeah. Next, a study of multiple generations of a dysfunctional family. Bad Blood is an award-winning memoir by which British literary critic and author who died in early 2001, shortly after the memoir's publication?
I have no idea.
I've heard of it.
I mean, I should know, but I have no idea.
I know, yeah.
It's about the Kennedys, maybe?
No, she was English. She grew up in... I forget
I think we'll have to pass.
It's Lorna Sage. The 1987 book, Walking Along the Border, later republished under the title Bad Blood, is an early non-fiction work by which Irish writer whose novels include The Master and Brooklyn?
Colin Tobin.
Colin Tobin.
Yes, it is, yeah. Let's start the question now. Released in 2019, the second album by British rapper Loyal Kana shares its 4-word title with which poem of 19...
Royal Holloway Chingonyi.
Not waving, but drowning.
Correct, not waving but drowning. Your bonuses, Royal Holloway, are on moons of the solar system. In each case, name the moon from the description. All 3 answers begin with the same letter. First, the largest moon of Uranus, about 1,600 kilometres in diameter. It is named after a female character in Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Helena.
Titania.
Titania.
Yes. Secondly, the largest moon of Neptune, named after a minor marine god, somewhat smaller than Earth's moon. It is the only large moon to have a retrograde orbit.
Triton. Is it Triton?
Triton.
Triton?
Yes, draws the scores level. Finally, the largest moon of Saturn. It is the only moon of the solar system known to have a dense atmosphere and clouds.
Titan, I think.
Is it? Or Ganymede?
No,
Titan.
it begins with T. Titan.
Titan.
Yes, puts you in the lead. Another starter question, and it's a picture round. For your picture starter, you will see a photograph of 2 chemists. For 10 points, name either one.
Royal Holloway Talbot.
Marie Curie.
No. You can have another look, Corpus, but you may not confer.
Corpus Christi Happy.
Dorothy Hodgkins?
No, that was Lisa Meitner and Otto Hahn. I'll take your picture bonuses in a second. Another starter question now, fingers on buzzers. From the 1600s, what 6-letter word was used to refer to escaped African slaves in Suriname and the West Indies? From this sense, it developed into a verb meaning...
Corpus Christi Waters.
Maroon?
Maroon is correct, yes, well done. Your bonus is then, you saw a photograph of Lisa Meitner and Otto Hahn, who contributed towards the discovery of nuclear fission in December 1938. Your picture bonuses will be photographs of more scientists or inventors who did groundbreaking work around Christmas. In each case, give the name of the person or persons pictured. Firstly, this Italian.
It's got to be Galileo.
Galileo.
Yeah. Galileo?
Yes, he first observed Neptune on the 28th of December, 1612. Secondly, these American inventors.
Edison is one of them. I don't know.
Could it be a pair? It's got to be a couple that we're going to think together.
Tesla and Edison?
Could be Tesla and Edison, but one of them, we only need one of them, I think.
Shall I say one of those? Because it's that era, isn't it? Tesla?
No, it's the Wright brothers. It's Wilbur and Orville Wright, and their first sustained flight in a powered aeroplane was December the 17th, 1903. Finally, this scientist.
Is that Marie Curie?
I think that is Marie Curie.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's Marie Curie.
Yes, it was December the 21st, 1898, when she did her great work on radium. Right, another starter question now. Designed by the architect Raphael Vignoli, who died in 2023, the London office block at 20 Fenchurch Street is popularly known by what nickname?
Corpus Christi Bellos.
Walkie-talkie?
It is the walkie-talkie. Your bonuses then, Corpus Christi, are 3 questions on the actress and politician Glenda Jackson, who died in 2023. Jackson won the first of 2 Academy Awards for her role as Gudrun Brangwen in Ken Russell's 1969 adaptation of which novel by D.H. Lawrence?
Women in Love.
Yes, in Peter Brook's 1964 West End production of the play Marat Sade, Jackson played the role of an asylum inmate pretending to be which French assassin who was guillotined in 1793 for the murder of the revolutionary leader Jean-Paul Marat?
Charlotte Corday or something?
Kilmarat. Is that?
Charlotte Corday.
That sounds right.
Charlotte Corday?
Correct. And finally, in a 1971 Morecambe and Wise Christmas special, Jackson delivered the line, "All men are fools, and what makes them so is having beauty like what I have got." Which historical figure was she playing?
Josephine, I don't know.
As in
Napoleon.
I think it's getting a laugh over there, so maybe not that one. Josephine.
No, it's Cleopatra. 5 minutes to go, Royal Holloway, and plenty of time. Another starter question. And a happy new year to all was the opening line of the first episode of which long-running BBC drama when it was first broadcast nationwide on January the 1st, 1951. The introductory words were spoken by a character called Dan.
Corpus Christi Cockerel.
The Grove family.
No.
Royal Holloway Sace.
Crossroads?
No, it's the Archers. Another starter question. For what do the letters BIS stand when referring to an organisation founded in Liverpool in 1933 that declares itself to be the world's longest established organisation devoted solely to supporting and promoting the exploration of space?
Royal Holloway Talbot.
British Interplanetary Society.
Correct. Your bonuses, Royal Holloway, are 3 questions on the Irish Sea. Located between Pembrokeshire and County Wexford, which channel connects the Celtic Sea and the Irish Sea?
Pembrokeshire and Wexford.
Oxford. The Celtic Sea and the Irish Sea.
Celtic Sea and the Irish Sea. The channel between Pembrokeshire and...
Come on, give yourselves a chance.
Cardigan Bay, is it? Cardigan Bay.
Cardigan Bay?
No, St George's Channel. Known as the island of 20,000 saints, which island is a bird reserve off the tip of the Hlin Peninsula? In 2023, it became the first site in Europe to be awarded International Dark Sky Sanctuary certification.
Let's go.
That's further south.
Okay.
Off the Hlin Peninsula. Anglesey?
No, Bardsey Island. Often described as the world's largest car ferry, Ulysses is operated by Irish ferries on the route across the Irish Sea between Dublin and which port?
It's in Anglesey. It's Holyhead, yeah.
Holyhead?
Correct. Another starter question now. What word representing a number links all of these? A historical subdivision of many English counties, the period following the restoration of Napoleon Bonaparte in 1815, and a prolonged period of conflict that ran between the mid-14th and mid-15th...
Royal Holloway Talbot.
100?
Yes, 100 is correct, yes. Your bonuses, Royal Holloway, are 3 questions on mythology. In Greek myth, the gods known collectively as the Anomoi are associated with what weather phenomenon? This group includes the gods Notus and Boreas.
I don't think Aurora Borealis, is it? Maybe? Not lights, but don't...
It's not the wind, is it?
Yeah,
Borealis.
could be wind or rain, precipitation or something.
You think Aurora Borealis?
Come on, give yourselves a chance.
Aurora Borealis.
No, it's the wind. Described in ancient texts as king of the wind demons, Pazuzu is a figure in the mythology and religion of which historical region? The earliest known image of him dates to the 8th century BCE and was found in a royal tomb in Nimrud.
Egypt.
Egypt.
No, it's Mesopotamia. Sometimes described as bearing two shovels, one to direct the winds and one to move snow, Beagolmai is a wind god in the mythology of which indigenous people of northern Europe?
Oh, no. Is it going to be the Sami?
It could be the Sami.
Sami.
Yes. Another start of question. Described as one of the few successful religious dailies in the English language, the Deseret News is published in which...
Royal Holloway Chingoni!
Salt Lake City.
No. You go a bit more with the question. It's published in which inland US state? The word Deseret was the name of a proposed state in the mid-19th century and means honeybee according to the Book of Mormon.
Corpus Christi Waters!
Utah.
It is Utah. Bad luck. Really bad luck. Minute and a half to go. Your bonuses are 3 questions on the BAFTA for Outstanding Debut by a British Writer, Director or Producer. Who won the award for her role as writer and director of the 1999 drama Ratcatcher, set in the deprived housing schemes in 1970s Glasgow? She was later nominated for BAFTAs for her 2011 feature We Need to Talk About Kevin.
Lynn Ramsey.
Lynn Ramsey.
Correct. Who won the award for her 2022 film After Sun? It starred Paul Mescal as a young father on holiday with his daughter in Turkey in the 1990s.
Charlotte Wells.
Charlotte Wells.
Correct. Who won the award for his role as writer and director of the 2008 historical drama Hunger? He went on to direct 12 Years a Slave, which won Best Picture at the 2013 Academy Awards.
Steve McQueen.
Correct. Another starter question. The words Hallyu, Bulgogi and Banchan are among the recent additions to the Oxford English Dictionary as borrowings from what language?
Royal Holloway Annam!
Korean.
Korean is correct. Your bonuses are 3 questions on sanitary engineers. Born in Yorkshire in 1836, which sanitary engineer devised improvements to the flushing water closet and later received a royal warrant for plumbing work at Sandringham House? His surname is sometimes cited as an example of an aptonym or nominative determinism.
Thomas Crapper.
Thomas Crapper.
Correct. The introduction of the flush toilet to England is usually credited to the poet John Harrington, who described one in a work known as The Metamorphosis of Ajax. He later installed such a privy at Richmond Palace, a favourite residence of which monarch... Royal Holloway have 160, Corpus Christi have 180. Well played, guys. What a fantastic game. And the answer to that last question, by the way, was Elizabeth I. Royal Holloway, there was a moment at the start where they raced to 75-0, and I thought you might not got anything right all game.
I thought
and
that
then
too.
you made it one of the most exciting matches we've had for a very long time. That was an absolutely brilliant performance. You did yourselves, and Royal Holloway, very, very proud. Have you had a good time? You look like you've had a good time.
Yeah, it was great fun.
Loved having you. Corpus, you made that stressful. You made that stressful. But well done. It means we shall see you in the final, which is very exciting. I hope you can join us next time for the second of this year's semi-finals. But until then, it's goodbye from Royal Holloway.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Corpus Christi.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.